What is going on, people? It's me, MD4. We are back. The Bundesliga is back, and yes, we're back. We're finally back against Augsburg. So this is going to be my Bayern Munich preview as well as my Bundesliga preview. And normally I always start with the Bundesliga in itself as a preview, and then I go to Bayern Munich. But you know what? Most of you guys are just here to listen to Bayern Munich. So I'm going to do the Bayern Munich versus Augsburg preview, and then I'm going to go through the other games. And we're gonna go through it like that. So Bayern Munich versus Augsburg. Now we don't have Robin; he's been injured, and that means that either Coman will come in, maybe we'll see his first start, or we are gonna put Götze or Müller on the wings. We don't know, but I think Müller's gonna play. I don't know how we're gonna sit up, just because I don't know if Pep wants to go really offensive or if he wants to be really balanced. Because Augsburg right now they're kind of struggling. Last year they were really good, but this year they're kind of struggling in the best way to put it. So I think that we're gonna go. I think we're gonna go offensive, but I'm not too sure. And I think that we're gonna have Müller there because he's currently on fire. We're gonna have Lewandowski there because he is currently on fire. We're gonna have Costa there because he is currently on fire, and we're gonna have Coman there who maybe will get on fire. Not literally. But yeah, I'm just hoping that we'll see Coman play at least 5 to 10 minutes just to see how he fits into the team. But yeah, overall, I think we are going to be the winners just because it's at home and Augsburg hasn't really found their feet yet. So I think this match is either going to be one-sided, so either a 3-0 or it's going to be a close game like a 1-0 or a 2-1. I do think we're going to keep a clean sheet because now obviously Boateng is back and he gives stability to defense. So I do think we're going to keep a clean sheet. So maybe a 1-0. But as I said, it's either a 1-0 or 3-0. I don't see anything between that. So yeah, that's my prediction. Either 1-0 or 3-0. I'm going with a 3-0 just because we're at home and just because I do have quite high hopes for Kingsley Coman. So 3-0 it is. We're going to win 3-0. Next up to the other matches throughout the Bundesliga. So first off, we have Borussia Mönchengladbach versus Hamburg. This is a tough one to call. This is honestly a tough one to call because Borussia Mönchengladbach, if this was last year, I would have said definitely Borussia Mönchengladbach. But because they just... They can't win just because they can't win at the moment. I'm actually going to go with Hamburg. But then obviously you have to think about it. They haven't won. So does that mean that this is going to be like the first win? And Hamburg is just that team that you wouldn't expect much from. But they always somehow seem to just look it through. So it's basically a tie between luck and will. So a team that really wants to win right now, we say... We're here. We're not gonna. We're still gonna be in the top 4 by the end of the season against a team that is just looking their way through and just wants to not get relegated. So I think personally, and this is gonna be a crazy prediction. I think this game will end up a high-scoring win for Borussia Mönchengladbach. And the reason why I'm saying this is a crazy prediction is because Hamburg. Historically, I can't really say historically, but Hamburg normally don't score much goals. So I think this game is going to be a 5-4 to Borussia Mönchengladbach. I think this is going to be the highest scoring game of this week, just because Gladbach right now they're kind of struggling, and Hamburg they're kind of always struggling. So 5-4, crazy prediction, I know, but that's what I think. Back with a bang. It's match starts today on Friday, so it's a great way to start the Bundesliga again. Next up, Bayer Leverkusen versus Darmstadt 98. And you just have to go with you just literally have to go with Leverkusen now that they've got Chicharito as well. They've done like an excellent purchase because I previously said as well that I don't think Kiesling is too good, and they really should improve their striking department. And well, they got Chicharito on the last day of the transfer window, so that's a great deal in my opinion. So I think that he's going to be very valuable. I think he's going to score his first goal. I think Leverkusen will win 3-0 just so they can basically state that although they've lost to Bayern, they are still going to compete with Bayern for the Bundesliga. That's what I think is going to happen. 3-0 to Bayer Leverkusen against Darmstadt. Next up, Ingolstadt versus Wolfsburg. That will be an interesting match because Ingolstadt is at home and they've actually been really good lately. They're literally just a whole team effort, so the whole team attacks, the whole team defends, and that's how they play. And at home, you expect that to be more aggressive in both ways, both attacking and defending. Against Wolfsburg, who lost Kevin De Bruyne and Perisic, they've got Draxler. The question is he able to integrate straight away? Because we've seen with Schürrle, for example, he hasn't really found his feet. So It will be interesting. That's all I can say. But I actually think Ingolstadt will win. And then, like, the whole media will be like, oh, look at Wolfsburg. Now they've lost De Bruyne. They can't win anymore. And, like, the match after that, they'll just, they'll be on a run. So I think that Darmstadt is going to win this match 2-1. I know, crazy, but that's what I think. Next up, Hamburg versus Dortmund. Sorry, not Hamburg. Hanover versus Dortmund. I think this is pretty clear. Dortmund is going to win. I just can't see them losing at the moment. Not at the moment. I can't see them losing. I know there's been an international break, so maybe they'll have to find their feet again. But I just don't see. They just Tuchel has just been able to, even if a game is going bad for them, he's been able to adjust. So that's why I think Dortmund is going to win. But I think that Hanover shouldn't be underestimated. I think Dortmund is going to win, but it's going to be a very close one, not like the other games that they've had. So I think this one is going to be a 2-1 for Dortmund. But I do think Dortmund is going to win this match just because they really want to, they really want to be in the top, just to be able to compete with Bayern Munich. And now like this whole week they've been talking about how they see themselves as equal to Bayern Munich, how they don't see themselves as equal to Bayern Munich, and how like Tuchel sees himself equal to Bayern Munich. So basically, players have been saying that they don't feel they're equal to Bayern Munich. The coach has been saying that he does feel they're equal to Bayern Munich. So it's just like they want to stay there. They want to stay in that top position. And they have Januzaj as well, who I don't rate that much, but it'll be interesting to see like what happens to him. So Dortmund, I think, is going to win 2-1. Next up, Hertha Berlin versus Stuttgart. This is a tough one to call. This is a really tough one to call, but I actually think Stuttgart is going to win this one. And there's actually a reason for that. I just think Stuttgart has had a better start. In terms of how they played their matches, I think they've had a better start. But in terms of actual... in terms of not in terms of the way they played, but in terms of the way they've been defending, obviously Hertha Berlin has been the better team. But Stuttgart, I think, is a really, they really want to put their claim out there for the season that they're not going to get relegated, that they're not going to play with the drop zone, that they're going to be in like 10th, 11th position maybe. So I think that Stuttgart is going to win this match. I know they're playing away from home, but I think they're going to win this match. They're going to win this match 1-0, and that's going to be the lowest scoring game this week. So Stuttgart is going to win 1-0. Next up, Eintracht Frankfurt versus Köln. Honestly, I think that Frankfurt is going to win. Now, Frankfurt, they've actually been really good. If you guys have been watching them, they've actually been really good, and Alex Meyer isn't even back. So, despite that, they've actually been really good, and the striking department is actually functioning really well. They've got really good communication and everything. So, I think that Frankfurt is going to win this match 2-0. Yes, I think 2-0. Yeah. Hoffenheim versus Werder Bremen. I think, and that's a difficult. I think that's going to be a draw. A 1-1 draw, just because I think Werder Bremen is a better team, but obviously Hoffenheim is playing at home, which gives them the extra advantage. So I think that's going to be a draw, a 1-1 draw. And next, Schalke versus Mainz. You normally assume that Schalke is going to win that match, especially at home. But I think there's just too much riding on them winning it. So I think there's too much pressure on them, because now obviously with Draxler being sold and no one being brought in, they are at a disadvantage, because all the fans are now demanding that something's going to happen and so far it hasn't really happened. So I think there's extra pressure on them. I know in general Schalke is quite a young team, so it's going to be, so having pressure on your young players, I don't think that's good, and that's why I think that Schalke is going to lose this match 1-0. They're going to lose 1-0 at home, and Mainz is going to win that match. I think Mainz is going to win that match. So yeah, that's my prediction for this whole week. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comment section down below. I know some of them were pretty out there, some of them were a little bit crazy, but in general, I think that's what's going to happen. First day back after the international break. Let's go. But that was me, MD4. As always, rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. Peace out, and have a nice day.